Alright everyone, I am slightly upset because nobody actually sent me a link to this story when it happened several days ago. You'll remember Juneteenth, of course. It's the celebration of the end of slavery in Texas. Yeah, there's a place called the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they decided to celebrate by giving their employees free food. Well, every employee likes some extra free food. I mean, who the fuck wouldn't? It's one of the fringe benefits. You know, you get donuts once in a while in the office or something like that. Maybe you've even got a water cooler. Ooh, coffee machine. The problem is they serve them fried chicken and watermelon. And I was thinking, oh lordy, why didn't they load them up with, like, you know, steamed okra? I mean steamed collards and fried okra and stuff like that. This was on purpose. There's no way that they said, slavery-related holiday. Our employees are going to want fried chicken and watermelon. Where's the grape drink? Where's the Lucky Strikes, by the way? It's the Kool-Aid. Clearly this was a bigoted move. I don't know who exactly made the decision that that should be what was catered on the menu, but I'm assuming that that person's probably going to be fired. And I guess the company got in some shit for this. This is one case of actual racism. So not like, hey, he told an off-color joke 15 years ago. Hey, he just, you know, this person just prefers to date within their own race. Microaggressions, this, and drinking milk and stuff. Those aren't racism. And those aren't racism at all. When you're feeding people fried chicken and watermelon for Juneteenth, though, somebody made a conscious decision and knew what they were doing. It's effectively a trolling attempt. Now, is it hilarious? Oh, fuck yeah, it's hilarious. I loved this story. I'm going to read it again later just for extra giggles. It's hilarious, but it quite clearly is actual, you know, dyed-in-the-wool bigotry. There's really no excuse to be made for it. Again, this is like, I mean, there is a double standard. For instance, let's say that you're celebrating the Chinese New Year at your workplace. And so they trot out the wonton soup and stuff like that. Well, you have, other than the negative connotation being absent, I mean, it would still be an ethnic thing. And some people do that. Like a Diwali or something like that. You know, you bring out the curried chickpeas and the aloo palak. It would definitely be an ethnic statement, cuisine related. But it doesn't have the same kind of connotations as fried chicken and watermelon. This is a long-standing goddamn trope. I mean, you can look up cartoons from 100 goddamn years ago, and they depict effectively the same thing. And you're just missing the collard greens. I mean, I wouldn't complain. I love collard greens. And the okra and the grape drink and stuff like that. Order KFC for Juneteenth. I know, just bask in the glory that is how funny it is, but understand that the reason why it's funny is because it's an over-the-top stereotype. That's why it was in the cartoons. It was conceived of as being humorous. But you can understand why some people in the modern context might feel a little bit uncomfortable about that, because they're putting two and two together. They know exactly what the insinuation is. I wouldn't have complained. Maybe about the watermelon. To be clear, I cannot eat watermelon. I had an unfortunate incident as a child where I was at a party, some kid's birthday party, I think, and there was watermelon, and I ate the watermelon. I got sick. Now, the watermelon probably didn't make me sick, but you know when you have foods and something else probably made you nauseous, but the most recent thing you ate, it just registers as being a responsible party? That happened with watermelon. It also happened with crab cakes and with Reubens, actually. I can eat Reubens now. I've gotten over that one. But I can't eat crab cakes. I can't eat, what the fuck are they called? Those ones with the cream cheese in them. It's an Asian food. I can't remember exactly. Crab rangoons. I can't eat crab rangoons or crab cakes. Or fish cakes, actually. And I can't eat watermelon. It just doesn't sit well with me. Also can't eat runza, but that's because I just organically don't enjoy it. Some people mind it. Maybe it's the way that it's cooked. I tried it again years ago. The first few bites are like, oh, okay, it's good. Then the aftertaste set in. I'm like, oh, no, I still don't like this. I'm also not a big fan of quiche, come to think of it. I don't know. It depends on how it's made. It's got to be pretty bacony in order for me to eat it. Fried chicken and watermelon. Did they have somebody dressed up as Colonel Sanders at the Spectrum Center? The thing is, they'll in the end, they're going to take a pounding, but they'll get away with it. It's like a 2 out of 10 on the obnoxious racism scale, because clearly somebody in the company made the decision that this is what should have been served, and they made a conscious decision to do so. Well, it's the slavery holiday. What's associated with slavery? Oh, watermelon. Yeah. Watermelon Kool-Aid. Grape drank. No, why didn't you get in some malt 40s? The employees would like them more. Now, the workplace productivity might fall, but the morale in the office place would probably go up, and get people loaded. I was watching this. I mean, I had to find this on my own. Nobody tipped me off until several days later. I was slightly pissed at that. Clankers, you've got to find me more hilarious news stories, because I'm trying to branch out a little bit into the non-politics. Politics is my forte. Politics and current events and analysis and stuff, but it can tend to be a little bit dry. It can be a little bit boring after a while when you're only talking about one thing. So I want more science, and I want more culinary stuff, and more funny shit. Well, this has 2 of them, so it was a great article. I'm thinking, they have a picture of it, by the way. Oh, look at the article. They've got a picture of what was served. It looks like some competent fried chicken. It doesn't look bad. Needs some honey mustard on the side, that's for sure. Did they serve them honey mustard and ketchup at least? Because I'm not seeing anything other than a slice of watermelon and a pile of chicken. It doesn't look bad, but, I couldn't eat the watermelon. I guess you could squeeze the watermelon juice on the chicken. Some maniac out there probably does that, by the way. It's one of the funnier articles that I've seen in a very long time, though. So, I thank you for this. Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you for being... Thank you that one of your employees is a total bigot. And quite clearly, again, in all honesty, we can complain all day about false claims of racism. Again, the microaggressions and all that bullshit. Sometimes, though, there is something that genuinely, it was done on purpose. It was done for that reason. Now, I don't know what the racial demographic of this particular office is, so it might be just all white employees or something. They're like, well, nobody's going to take offense. They're all white anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that's probably not the case, number one. And number two is still probably a poor idea. No, you should have catered the collard greens instead. It's healthier anyway. That's about all. Peace out.